They're right back and attacking.
Wiggins has the ball swiped away, and Paul George, an easy dunk.
That's the part of the game that is really natural for you. It's the defensive end, the end.
Tipped out, Monte Ellis.
That help if he needs it.
2-on-1, 3-on-1. Mahinmi pounds it down.
Well, that's what makes Paul George really look as though he's grown. And I should say
Miles to block the shot of Karl Anthony Towns. Paul George had the steal and the dunk. But the Timberwolves early here in Indianapolis have a...
He couldn't get to the ball. He's a talent.
When this is a Minnesota team, as Paul George's three is good. 35% from behind the arc. That's his 20.
I think that speaks for Pacers fans everywhere.
All right, thanks a lot, JJ. On the Farm Bureau Insurance sideline, you had that this year. He's out after having right Achilles surgery back in April.
Don't sleep on this guy defensively. Yeah, he fouled it. He definitely fouled it.
Bielitsa is big at 6'10".
But he's got pretty good feet. He got caught reaching there. He said he was reaching for the ball. He's telling the official now, you were reaching for the ball. You just didn't hit the ball. I don't think the official will disagree. You were reaching for it. But if you reach for it and hit the arm, that's a foul.
5 points early here for Paul George. 5 straight games of 26 or more points. And he's shooting 86% at the free throw line.
Yeah, but he's getting there. The thing that you and I often discuss, he's getting about 7 times a game, 7, 8 times a game. And he should average 8+ times on the line. He's a high 80, mid to high 80.
Golden State, the problem, the Warriors scored 129. Indiana's defense right now, the 4th best scoring defense in the league. Paul George a part of that. 27-24 Timberwolves. First quarter points, and he does his first time he did it with a steal.
Yeah, it's just another facet of his game where he's really comfortable. When you get hurt, you come back, you want to make sure things are going well. Look at that. Players with consecutive 26+ point games.
Billy Knight, 10 of them, 10 straight in 1977. Danny Green, if the Pacers start to convert those shots in the paint, they'll be higher. Indiana 2-on-1.
Good job. He read him all the way. The big difference when you want to watch, and ladies and gentlemen at home, when you want to watch us go, watch. There's one pass, one bounce, another bounce at the rim. I mean, that's pace.
Glenn Robinson III is out there. He is the only bench player right now. Paul George has come back in, right down the lane. He's got 9.
Does a terrific job. What Paul has picked up is to change the pace. The protocol, I think in an effort to make sure that happened, that's why they sent him, make sure he went to the locker room.
Terrific pass by Monte Anthony Towns. Garnett is back in and rims it out. Paul George there. Pacers trying to close the first half on a strong note.
Take the screen. There you go. Figure out what you want to do with after that. Just take the screen.
A terrific 3 by Paul. He's hit 3 in the half.
You just take the screen. They're talented. They had him coming off the bench.
Yeah, he was not even a starter.
Yeah, he's got to be really talented if he's coming off the bench.
Ellis, 2 more.
To say it to him if you're not playing, it's a totally different thing if you're leading and you're playing, and that's why Sam Mitchell has him on the floor. As Paul George is raising to add pieces to it to try to take advantage of the skill set that both of them have. That looked comfortable. He hasn't looked comfortable to his own, and Paul, for all practical purposes, has really made his name.
Garnett missed it. He's got 6 points, 4 rebounds. Martin. 5 first half points. Hit.
One of their best scorers was on the bench. Oh, good move into position.
His 4th of the night.
Just a great read by Ellis. Terrific job. This is finding your guy. And coming across the top, you see Paul George able to get it, step right into it, not anything.
Paul's hit 4 threes. He drives on Shabazz Muhammad and earns a trip to the free throw line. 2 free throws for PG. He has 20. That's 6 straight 20-point games. The longest stretch in his career, the first 9 games of 2013-14, when the Pacers started 9-0. He had 9 straight 20-point games, and he averaged 25 points in that stretch.
Well, that's carrying a big load when you start doing that in this league. Night in, night out, these great players, and having to defend on the other end as well, Chris. As you know, you were talking about it in the game the other day in Boston, where at one moment he was out guarding Isaiah Thomas and whoever got it going, Evan Turner, and he shut them both down.
A chance for a 25-point Pacers lead. Muhammad for three. Used a big run to end the first half, and that's Paul George.
I mean, you can see he's as big as anybody on the inside. That's one reason why there's nothing anybody can do about it.
Levine no good.
He really just doesn't shoot very well at all.
Shot clock at 6. And he's fouled. And Paul George has a chance for 6 straight 26-point games. Andre Miller got him.
Man, Andre Miller's too small, but you can see trying to create some leverage and then a reach in by Andre Miller to make sure that Paul doesn't get a clean shot. He did that last night against Steph Curry, and Curry made the shot from behind the three-point line when he did it. Unfortunately, Paul missed his first foul shot.
86% free throw shooter on the year. That's his first miss of the night. He's 4 of 5. Indiana 8 of 10 at the free throw line tonight. They're shooting a season high 55%. And they now have 90 points through 3 quarters.
You got to stay active.
Good defense by Hill.
He did a good job. Oh, boy. He did have an offensive foul. Frank was looking for it.
4.
Right idea. It's the drive. That was the right idea.
Big shot by Robinson.
And it was a big drive by Paul George because his ability to get to the middle of the floor and get his feet in the paint.
Now Paul George comes back the other way, attacks Wiggins, and earns a trip to the line after a timeout. Pacers led by 26.
Call it, but it is. He will surprise you and be in the rim before you know it. But the fact that he brought some energy, which is what you want from a guy like GR3 the third, Glenn Robinson the third. That's what he was able to bring in. He worked very.
They can't get it in.
They're fouling. Yeah, they'll go for the steal and foul.
And I think Frank Vogel had walked to the end of the bench, and he was going to tell Lavoy Allen, if you can't get it in, you take a timeout.
Oh, you got a timeout. There's no doubt about that.
That's the advantage with the ball being inbounded near your bench.
You just hope players are listening. I mean, no offense, because sometimes they don't. I agree with you totally. It is an advantage having them down there, but you have some coaches that tell players the kind of things that you just talked about. They'll walk on the court and they'll forget about it.
For Paul George. What a run this been. 6 straight games of at least 26 points for Paul George. Billy Knight did it 10 times straight and 7 times straight in his Pacers career. And 2 big free throws, 29 now for PG. And with 10 and 7/10 to play, it's a 2-possession lead, 106-100. This 20-second timeout brought to you by Connecticut. Connecticut, the official water of the Indiana Pacers. What we've seen from this young